Okay, in this video we're going to cover the special cards, which I should have all in my hand here. The specials are, well, they're all special. Each one of them is unique. So we'll go through them one at a time. The first one is the Walkaway card. What a Walkaway card does is the attacker can choose any end of chain card. By end of chain we mean any NPC card which does not have another card attached to it downstream. So this one is end of chain, this one's end of chain, this one's end of chain. These two are not, because they have things attached to them. Okay, so I could, with a Walkaway card, I could attack this one, or this one, and I just take that card and move it over to my coalition. If I have a place where I can put it. If I don't have a place where I can put it, then, well, you can't do it, obviously. We'll cover this more in detail when we go over the characters and their abilities, but the Lipstick Lesbian, her special thing is that when she does Walkaway, she can take 2 instead of the usual 1. And those attacks are considered to have been done in sequence, so she can take this one, and then she can take that one, taking 5 total points away from you. The next one is the Job card. The Job card is a skip card, but it doesn't target the next player in sequence. It targets whoever you want it to target. And we indicate that by taking the Job card, the Get a Job Hippie card, and you put it on top of their player card, like that. Right? And when it comes their turn, they just remove it, right? And that's their whole turn, because they got skipped and they were working. And basically that's the way we can keep track of who the Job card was targeting, so you don't have to remember. And it's possible, if it's a very big game, that multiple people will target the same person with a Job card in a single round. So these can just pile up to, theoretically, all 8 of them. You can get them on your, which means you are out of commission for 8 turns as you, one at a time, remove all your Job cards. The next one is, I'll just do these as they come in the stack. You didn't build that. There are only 2 of these somewhere. There's somewhere. It doesn't matter. You didn't build that. This is quite a strong card. What this does is it can destroy any level 3 NPC card. Not only does it destroy the level 3 NPC card, but any card that is left orphaned downstream. So for example, this was very unwise coalition building, because you didn't build that on this level 3, and it gets destroyed, right? And then these 3 cards get left orphaned, so these get removed as well. Okay, so that's a total of how many? 8, 9, 10 points. 10 points that got destroyed. They're not stolen; they're destroyed. You just move them straight to discard. So you want to build evenly, and pay special attention to where your level 3s are. Make sure your level 3s are protected if possible, because you never know when somebody's going to come out with one of these and completely ruin your day. Voice of the Voiceless. Voice of the Voiceless is like a skip. What a Voice of the Voiceless does, it allows you to move on behalf of another player, basically take their turn. So playing this does not count as a turn. You put it on top of their player card like that, and then you get to move twice, and when they come around, they just basically get skipped. Like that. Not that different from a Job card, but very amusing in its concept, if I do say so myself. This is one of my favorite cards. Next is the Gaslighting card. I'm not completely sure, but this may be a game mechanic that we made up. Somebody more expert than me will probably know better than I do. What Gaslighting allows you to do is look at another player's hand and move for them. So, like in the case of a Voice of the Voiceless or a Job card, you'd put that over their character so they can remember that they got gaslit. You take a look at their hand, and then you play a card from their hand, right? It could be a player card, it could be a microaggression, it could be another special card, right? With very amusing results sometimes. Yay, Triggered. Triggered is my favorite. My favorite special card is Triggered. Triggered, when you get triggered, you lose all your cards, basically. you have to discard your entire hand. It says that on the card text that you should throw them up in the air and scream and yell. We have not actually done this yet, but if you are into the role playing, then you definitely should. This has the side effect of skipping the next player's turn, because the draw phase comes at the end of your turn. And when it comes around your turn, if you'd been triggered any time on the previous round, you won't have any cards, right? So all you can do is draw and then pass to the next guy. Another fun thing about triggered cards is trigger cascades. If you trigger somebody and they have a triggered card in their hand anyway, they can choose to spread the triggering, spread the hysteria to another player. So, okay, I play this, I'm Lipstick Lesbian, I play this on Captain Fedora. Captain Fedora also has a triggered card. He can spread it back to me, causing me to lose all my cards, or he can spread it onto a third person. And if they have a triggered card, boom, it spreads to the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. There are either 8 or 10, let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, 8. There are 8 of these, so it's entirely possible that the person you're triggering also has a triggered card. A seismic shift. Seismic shift, all it does is everybody passes their whole hand one player to the left. So all your cards, you give to the next guy. Toxic masculinity and Crimson Tide. There are 12 player cards, 6 of which are male, 5 of which are female, and 1 of which can change their gender more or less at will. These cards essentially do the same thing, but they target different genders. Toxic masculinity targets all the females, right? If somebody plays toxic masculinity and you are female, and this is at the target's discretion, they lose 2 of their follower cards. End of chain, not affected by a microaggression. If it's covered by a microaggression, then it's safe. If it's not, you have to take 2 groups from your hand and move it to discard. And Crimson Tide, girl jokes, haha, targets all the boys. Oh, General Amnesty. General Amnesty removes all microaggression cards from play. So it's not an uncommon circumstance that microaggression cards will just kind of stack up and you won't be able to get rid of them. Like that. What General Amnesty does when you play this, it removes all the microaggression cards from the entire board from all players. And so there's a very good chance that this card can end the game, because this will bring NPC cards that had previously been rendered null. This will bring them back into play. So your player's score can suddenly jump very high. This has ended several games. It's quite a powerful card if used correctly. Safe space. Safe space is an important one. This is technically classified as instant, not special. What this does is that it cancels any effect that targets you that you don't want. So for example, what are good examples? Triggered, you can cancel a triggered. Gaslighting, voice of the voiceless, you didn't build that. Job, you can cancel a job if you want to, and you can cancel a microaggression if you so choose. What it doesn't cover, what you can't cancel, is things that affect everyone globally. So toxic masculinity, seismic shift, or plot cards, which we'll get to in a later video. Can't cancel those. Safe space cannot cancel another safe space, obviously, because that doesn't affect you. Good to have one of these on hand. Very handy. And that brings us almost to the end. The last of which is Go Viral. Go Viral, what Go Viral does when you play Go Viral, playing this does not count as a move. You are able to play all the NPC cards you have in your hand. So you can save this up till the very end if you're able to do so. Keep all the groups in your hand, play this, and then if you have if you have to do 6 groups in your hand, you can just play them all right there. And that has potential to end the game. Bonus points if you can identify which virus that is. I think that's it. I think that's all of them.